This week it is, like I said, top 5 best movie endings, and we're super excited about it because it is brought to us by our one and only intern, Mike. Man, oh man, he's killing it on the YouTube side. He rocks and rolls. Every YouTube clip that you see come out of Crazy Ant Media's YouTube channel, it is edited and put together by that man. And then, of course, we have Delana as well, who does our top fives, actually.
Yes.
So she helps as well. But yeah, going to give them a shout out for all the hard work they do. But man, this was probably the hardest top 5 that we've had to do in quite some time.
And I'll tell you why it was hard, because best film ending, it's like, for me it was like, well, how do I choose this? Was it one of my favorite film endings because it was a total surprise? Was it because it was so memorable it just fucked me up? like it was so sad or so happy or just so unexpected? Or like, so when I was trying to pick my list, I'm like, well, how do I define this? What made it great that made it stick out to me? So I tried to pick ones that were a little bit different, but I think I leaned into the ones that legitimately shocked me, like didn't see it coming ending, or made me think at the ending, right? Because that's what I talk about all the time. I like films that make me think and ones that aren't so predictable. And I think my list is definitely those. So we'll see. We'll get into it.
For sure, man. For sure. Well, number 5 for me for my best movie endings goes to Pride and Prejudice, the movie. Man, oh man. Oh my gosh. This movie, at first I didn't like it because, it's very much a Jane Austen book adaptation. So you know how that goes when it comes to certain books and things like that. But
Yes.
the more I watched it, because my lovely wife absolutely freaking adores this film, the more I'm like, okay, Mr. Darcy is kind of a badass. I get it, I get it. And then he plays kind of like a dumbass in Succession, but it's fine. It's fine. He is forever and always Mr. Darcy. But
Yes.
it's a classic love story, and it kind of paints the picture of life's dynamics when two people see each other, get the wrong impressions, but then actually like turn out to fall in love with each other because they read a book by its cover. And there's so many different examples throughout this film where there are, you continue to go back to reading that cover when you should be on page 55 or 57. So it's a very beautiful story. We love Keira Knightley. And yeah, I was glad because they had a re-release. I think it was either the 20th or 25th anniversary, and got to go back and see it in theaters. And to go back and watch older films in the theaters, it's a kind of a special experience
For
because yes,
sure.
you've already seen it, you know the story, but you notice things that you may not have noticed before on your at-home television screen, right? So it was very fun. So yeah, I had to put that on there. Number 5 for me, Pride and Prejudice.
Well, there you go, man. Good choice, good choice. My number 5 is a Christopher Nolan film, and I think I could have stacked all 5 with Christopher Nolan films because he does have a knack of twisting things and surprising you at the end of stories. But for my Christopher Nolan pick, I went with Inception. Brilliant film, Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's about basically this top of the line thief who is brought in to program a CEO to do a certain task. And the reason he's brought in is because how he steals things is he manipulates people in the dream world, if you will, to enable him to get what he's trying to do. The spin on this thing, though, is throughout the entire movie, you think you have it figured out. And this is why I put it on the list. Because Nolan ends it. If you guys don't remember, how you knew you were in the dream world or out of the dream world is they had to have a grounder. And each person had an item. It was a dice or a little spinning top or something that would spin and stop. And if it stopped, it meant you weren't in the dream world. You were back in reality. You were grounded. But Nolan ends it with Cobb putting his little spinner down, and then just ends the movie. And we don't know if the spinner stops or not. And then you have to question Well, wait a minute. Is he still in the dream world? Is that all a dream and none of that was real? Like, did he do what he was supposed to do? And the reason I think it's one of the most brilliant film endings is because everyone has a different opinion. You can line up 10 people and all 10 people will tell you it did stop, it didn't stop, it was a dream, it wasn't a dream. They all have an opinion on how it ends. but we don't know how it ends. So I love that. That's why I put this on my list. I think anytime that you can have an audience walking away without a definitive answer, and it's open for interpretation, you've done your job, because that's what art is. It's interpretive, and you can't end a movie better than that. It's like, well, what do you think? So my number 5, Inception.
Oh, great pick, man. Great pick. My number 4, it's dark. It's deep. It's hardcore. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but I'm talking about American History X. Came out in 1998. And I'm just going to read you the description that they have listed on IMDb Pro. Living a life marked by violence, a neo-Nazi Derek finally goes to prison after killing 2 young black men. Upon his release, Derek vows to change. He hopes to prevent his younger brother Danny, who idolizes him, from following in his footsteps. Well, the whole thing ends up to where the brother does follow in the footsteps and ends up dead for it. I love this film because it shows the realistic and the ability to be, unbeknownst to you, that people look up to you. You have to realize the people who are in your circle, the people who are in your life,
That's right,
who look up to you, ask you for guidance, ask you for questions, and are you being a good role model and a good example for that younger person? It's a very hardcore film, man. It's a great film, but it's very hardcore because it deals with a lot of racism. It deals with a lot of things that are still happening in today's society. But it also shows that it's a redemption story, and it's never too late to change your thought process about something, especially like that. It's hardcore, parental advisory,
yeah, yeah.
like I just
The curb
put your
scene
mouth on the
alone,
curb.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's hardcore. And stellar cast, man.
yeah.
Stellar cast. But you got Edward Norton. It's just who is one of my all-time favorite actors. I think he's so underrated. It's ridiculous. But that thing, just stellar cast from start to finish. And yeah, great story, man. Great story.
Completely agree. Yeah, I had to put it on the list. And this was probably another one. So for our interns, we have a Discord chat channel where we kind of like tell them what we're going to do throughout the day, what they can get inspiration for posts and things like that. But we also do like questions of the day sometimes just to lighten it up and have a little fun and get to know each other a little bit more. The other day, it was movies you shouldn't have been watching when you were young. I remember watching this movie before I was 10 years old, so probably shouldn't have been watching this one before you were 10 years old. But yeah, number 4 for me, American History X.
Okay, my number 4, also an Ed Norton film. And in my opinion, the single best performance he's ever given. And that's saying a lot because he's given a hell of a lot of great performances. Fight Club, all these. But this performance, he should have won an Oscar. I don't understand how the man wasn't even nominated for he should have won an Oscar for this performance. So Primal Fear. I hate this because if you haven't seen it, but I have to tell you because otherwise I can't explain the ending.
I know. I've been trying to avoid telling
but you have to with this one. So I'm sorry. Watch it anyway, just because it's so damn good. But basically, Ed Norton, and it's Richard Gere and Laura Linney, and he plays an altar boy, and he's accused of murdering a priest. And Richard Gere comes in. And Aaron is the name of the altar boy. He was like homeless and taken in by the priest, and he's real shy and timid, and he's not smart, and he stammers. He has a stutter, and he's real nervous. And so amongst the investigation, Richard Gere's character, the lawyer, finds a video where it looks like, because he's convinced he's innocent. He thinks there's no way this kid did it. He's terrified of his shadow. No way he killed the priest. And then he comes across a video in the investigation and sees that the priest may have been touching, maybe the altar boy the way he shouldn't have. And then he's like, well, this video certainly looks like Aaron fought back. Maybe he did some stuff. But it also comes out that Aaron has a protector, Roy. Roy is a split identity who protects Aaron and comes out. And he is very smart and very evil. And he's the one who kills the priest. So now Gear is like, well, we've already had our plea. We're in trial. We can't change our plea. Now I've got to find a way to bring Roy out. Bring Roy out so the jury can see that that's the killer, not Aaron, and get him off on he's mentally unstable. So he goes through all that. He starts hammering Aaron. Aaron gets all scared and defensive, and he's nervous, but he's doing it on purpose. And the judge is like, you're berating your own witness. You're hammering your own witness. And he's like, ah! And then Roy comes out to protect Aaron, and the whole courtroom's like, and they see this, and he brags about how he had to protect him. The priest was touching him, and he couldn't do anything about it, so I had to do something about it, blah, 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 blah. And brilliant. Then they're about to get the verdict. And something just seems off. Gear is still just like, something. So then he goes to talk to Aaron in the cell. And Aaron is, and then all of a sudden it's Roy. And he reveals to his attorney that Aaron doesn't exist. It's a complete fucking fake, that Roy is Roy. And Aaron was just made up to cover the fact that Roy killed the priest because he didn't fucking like him. And so it was all fake. The whole Aaron thing was fake. And Roy was just Roy putting on an act to get away with murder. And he fucked his attorney because he knew the attorney would go for it. And it's just brilliant. But the back and forth performance, I know I'm taking way too long for this. The back and forth performance of Ed Norton is Oscar worthy. It's worth it to watch it right there. But that was like the most unique. I didn't see, I usually catch shit like that. I had no fucking clue. I thought legit this was just a split personality type movie. That guy came out to, no clue. It was all fake. It was so well done, man. My number 4, Primal Fear. So good.
Nice. Great one for sure. Number 3 for both of us goes to The Usual Suspects.
This was Kaiser Sosa.
Yes, a great plot twist, a great marketing campaign that you told me about, because I don't even remember when it came out. But yeah, because I wasn't. So
1995. Yeah.
So this came out before I was born. So yeah, hearing about the marketing campaign that you told me about, I think it sounded awesome. But yeah, there's always the people that I feel like the police bring in for the lineup, basically, so that people can identify who the crook actually is. And it's all based on that. It's kind of in the same vein as Ocean's 11-ish, kind of like that whole franchise. But it's a fun movie. It's more of a thriller plot twist than the Ocean's films, and that's why I really enjoyed it. And you have some great freaking actors in it. And yes, absolute douchebag. Do not like him as a person, but fucking, I'm sorry, Kevin Spacey can act his
he's
ass
a
off.
brilliant fucking actor.
Phenomenal actor. I still want to watch American Beauty because of him. But it still makes me feel kind of gross because of it. Yeah, I had to put that on there. This was one that I watched maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, relatively recent, and was blown away by it. But yeah, number 3 for me, Usual Suspects. And you. Yeah,
absolutely loved it. And you're right. You've got to, sadly, you've got to separate the artist from the man, because he is a brilliant actor. And every performance he gives is top of the line, but you've just got to separate that from the scumbag human being that he apparently is, allegedly. But it's kind of like the Primal Fear aspect in the whole movie. They're building you towards a certain suspect. And then Kevin's character, Verbal, He's like this meek, timid kind of like, no way this guy is Kaiser
Walks with a
Sosa, you
limp.
know?
Yeah.
There's no way. And yet he is. He is Kaiser Sosa. So it was just one of those diversionary tactics to where, you know, you're building, and the audience each had an idea of who they thought Kaiser was out of the rest of these guys. And I know for the longest time, I thought it was Keaton. I thought it was Gabriel Byrne's character. I was like, I'm convinced. That's another movie that got me. I'm usually really good at figuring it out, but I did not know who Kaiser Soze was. And it was a brilliant, that was the marketing campaign. Who is Kaiser? And there were buttons and there were commercials and there was like, and if you weren't aware, you just saw who is Kaiser Soze everywhere, and you're like, who the fuck are they talking about? What is Kaiser Soze? Like, you had no clue, you know? But everybody was asking the question, so it was a brilliant marketing campaign. But yeah, it was a twist at the end that nobody saw coming. Like, wait, what? Who is? Like, oh yeah, it was great, man. It was great.
Yeah, maybe one of our other top 5 should be top 5 marketing campaigns for films. I think that would be a good one.
Yeah.
Great choice, man. I love it. Number 2 for me goes to, I'd say, one of my favorite indie films, Lost in Translation, with Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray. This one is definitely like a period in both of these characters' lives where they know it's not going to last forever. They know it's not going to be serious, but during that time period, they can learn from each other and help each other. And I don't want to say use each other in a good way to help push them forward in momentum with continuing in their own particular life. I think it's awesome too, because it's set in like Japan or China or something like that, and it's 2 Americans over there on business. And I mean, first of all, Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray, both phenomenal actors and play their respective parts so freaking well.
Fucking brilliant,
and, yeah, like that. And it's always been a topic of conversation. What did Bill Murray say at the very end? Because obviously the 2 are not going to end up together. There's no way that could work. She's the age of like his son or something like that in the film, romantically and things like that. So what did Bill Murray whisper in Scarlett Johansson's ear at the very end? That was like always the biggest thing. I heard it was like a joke or something just to like break the ice, because it literally was one of the final things that they filmed, and then obviously they stopped working together after that because the film was over. But it's a touching story, and it's a non-judgmental story, right? Because once you hit a certain age, respectively, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your life, right? No one else should be able to dictate who, where, why you see people. And I think this film represents that beautifully, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, number 2 for me, Lost in Translation.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film. Absolutely beautiful film. It's so well shot, and like you said, the writing, the directing, the performances, just all brilliant. And so yeah, absolutely love it. My number 2 is probably the greatest love story ever put on film. No doubt about it. It's on everybody's list as one of the greatest films of all time, so it only makes sense that it would have one of the greatest endings of all time, and that it would be one of the greatest love stories of all time. I'm, of course, talking about Casablanca. Yeah, one of the greatest endings of all time, because this entire movie is all about soulmates, lovers, the end-all, be-all. Old Rick making all the sacrifices for Isla and everything that you do during wartime, and this is it. This is my person. And then they don't fucking end up together. She gets on a plane and flies away. What? That's the ending. Newsflash, they don't end up together in the most epic love story ever. They don't end up together. I was like... I think the first time everybody watches this, you're convinced, yeah, the war's going to end, everything's going to be fun. They're going to get on a plane, fly off together, and it's going to be the most beautiful thing ever. No. They admit pretty much that they're soulmates, that they love each other, they'll always love each other, they're meant to be together, and yet she still gets on the fucking plane and leaves. What is happening? So that's I had to put it on the list, because I think it's one of the most... Initially, now everybody knew, but initially, when that first film came out, and the first time that you watch it at any age, you're shocked by the ending. There is no telling throughout the entire film that this woman is gonna leave him. There's no way. You're like, no way. It's an inspiring love story that ends horribly. I just don't know any other way to say it. Casablanca. Just goes to show you can have a soulmate and still not be with them.
Yeah,
Just,
I
you
think
know.
the whole film's about sacrifices,
It
making
is.
sacrifices for the people you love,
It
and
is.
yeah, it's a beautiful one.
They
That's for sure.
sacrificed love in the end because she
Yeah,
flew away.
exactly, exactly.
I thought the
It's
whole
so
movie
funny.
was about sacrificing everything for love, not to
Yeah,
sacrifice the love. Like,
yeah,
so
it's
crazy.
crazy, man. It's crazy. Well, number one for me goes to The Truman Show with Jim Carrey, which is kind of funny because it's not my favorite movie, not even close. But I absolutely love the ending because, first of all, it's so different. It's so outside of the box. If you guys didn't know, the Truman Show came out in 1998. Jim Carrey was really around the peak. He's starting to climb the ladder to become the top of the line Jim Carrey that we all know and love today. And if you guys don't know, this guy is basically raised in a reality show where
Right.
everyone is just watching his life unfold like reality television, and unbeknownst to him, his life is a show. And it's such an interesting concept, and this is what we're talking about with original concepts. We need another Truman Show to come out like that for something today. But it's a great ending because he figured it out and he escaped. And if I don't see you, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Like, it's such an iconic like film, and what they were able to do with the story, with the message of just trying to figure your life out even when people are watching, and the people who are watching don't even matter. So yeah, I love it. I love the originality. I love the filmmaking aspect of it, and I love the. It kind of gave you a little bit of the beautiful mind aspect
Mm.
too with Russell Crowe, where like he has schizophrenia and he's got people popping up and things like that. So great film, man. Great film. Number one for me, The Truman Show.
Yeah, absolutely. And he had another film that played along that premise too, called The Majestic, where the
Mm-hmm.
whole movie you're guessing is he or is he not really the character that he's playing, or
Yeah.
because the son had supposedly died and he comes back and everybody believes it's him, but you're led to believe throughout the whole film, maybe it isn't him, or is it? So
Right.
he's just a brilliant actor, and plays those things so well. Um, I mean, it was a no-brainer for me what was going to be probably the most talked about ending in recent cinematic history. Hands down, no doubt about it. For the simple line, what's in the box? Brad Pitt delivers it. Morgan Freeman's telling him, don't look. It's the most exhilarating, heart-racing, oh my God moment in recent cinematic history. I'm talking, of course, about Seven and the ending of Seven, where, his the detective finds out that what's in the box is his wife's head, and it was a shocker to everybody watching the movie. Nobody saw that coming. It was yeah, it was one of the most shocking endings of a film I have ever seen, and it was just brilliantly acted. The dynamic between Spacey and Pitt and Freeman with that scene, I can't even just explain or describe in words how intense. If you hear us talk about it all the time, like making the audience feel like they're a part of the film. That scene, you feel like you're standing right there screaming to know what's in the box right with him. Like, what the fuck is in the box? And you're just as devastated when you find out what's in the damn box as he is. Oh my God, just brilliant. And so yeah, my number one, Seven. And another brilliant marketing campaign. And I thought the irony of, because much like Spacey in The Usual Suspects with Who is Kaiser Sosa, initially, and it's not the case anymore. Now, if you watch it on wherever you can watch it on streamers or whatever, Spacey's listed. But initially, they kept the killer in this movie secret. They kept it a secret, and they kept Spacey's. He was not credited. At no point ever did you see his name ever in the opening credits or the closing credits, and it was intentional. He was left out of all of the marketing materials. He was left out of it. This is before all the shit went down with him. This was just an intentional marketing move because they wanted to keep the suspense and secret of who this killer was. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. It was another one of those moves where you have no idea that it's coming, and then you see Spacey and you realize all of a sudden, oh shit, it's this guy. And it's just, plus another original, just a really original film about the 7 deadly sins, and this guy's killing people with the 7 deadly sins. And it's just, it was amazing. It was so creepy at the time, but yeah, a very young Brad Pitt, a very young Gwyneth Paltrow, Morgan Freeman just killing it because Morgan Freeman's Morgan Freeman. But yeah, man, my number 1, 7. What's in the box?
I love it. I love it. So good. Well, we want to know, all of you out there on the interwebs, please let us know, what is your favorite movie ending? Please be sure to comment down. Yes, we want to know. Comment down in the YouTube comment section. Add us on social media. We love the fan interaction, and we want to continue the good times rolling. So be sure to let us know your favorite movie ending anywhere and everywhere on social media.